Yeah, when I seen this lawyer the first time, I told him I wanted to just clear this up and make it, you know what I mean, with the DA. He's like, well, let's see what they got first, do this and that, and I'll be able to talk to you. He never even come over to talk to me.
That's what lawyers get paid to do.
You know what I mean? I'm like, he's dragging this shit, running this shit around. I'm not trying to run this shit around and drag this shit. I'm trying to get this shit over with as quick as possible.
Okay, gentlemen, the recorder is on now, so everything in the room.
Thank you.
Okay, Joe. The first thing that we have to do is I have to get you to sign a form that gives us permission to videotape your statement. Okay. And then I have to read this, so just bear with me, and then you're going to have to answer a couple questions, okay? I, Lieutenant Darrell Ryder of the Swadera Township Police Department, in the presence of Corporal Timothy Chateau and Joseph Miller, and you need to state your name, I'm sorry.
Joseph D. Miller.
Okay. Understand that you're being video recorded.
Right.
Okay. You voluntarily consented and you understand that this interview is being audio recorded, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. You have a constitutional right to remain silent, and you need not talk to me if you do not wish to. You don't have to answer any of my questions. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you do talk to me, anything you might say can and will be used in a court against you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you want a lawyer to be present now or at any time during this questioning, you have a right to have one to talk with before and during questioning. Do you understand this?
Yes.
If you can't afford to pay a lawyer, the court will appoint one for you at no cost, and all questioning will stop until that lawyer has talked with you and is present. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You can decide at any time not to answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Knowing these rights, do you wish to talk to me without the presence of a lawyer and answer my questions?
Yes.
I want to go a little bit further and make sure that this is clear for everyone.
Right.
Today, when we picked you up to fingerprint you,
Right.
Did you approach myself and Corporal Chateau and tell us that you wanted to speak to us?
Yes, I did.
Can you say what you told us?
Yes, I told you that I wanted to speak to you two about clearing this incident up with the victim's attorney, without an attorney, get through this process, so I can get out of here and get this over with, and give the victim's family peace of mind, and to clear the record.
Okay. Do you understand, were you made any promises in regards to speaking with us?
No.
Okay. And you've been fairly treated and you came here on your own free will and accord?
Right.
Okay. You understand English and you clearly understand what we're saying and what we're talking about?
Right.
Okay. Okay. Well, that being said, we're going to talk about the incidents today that we're discussing, or the incident that you just got charged with, and that's the murder of Ann Ward,
Right.
Kelly Ann Ward.
Right.
And we're also going to talk about Jeanette Thompson.
Right.
Okay. So, do you have one that you prefer to talk about first, or?
We can talk about Jeanette Thompson first, if you want.
Okay. So that we're clear, Jeanette Thompson is a female that was found in Swadera Township in the landfill before Stephanie McDuffie and Selena Franklin.
Right.
It was actually the first body that was found back in, I believe it was 90 or 91 that it was found. And at that time, Swadera Township Police arrested an individual by the name of Kelly for this homicide.
Right.
Afterwards, there was DNA evidence that came out that showed that your DNA
Right.
was inside Jeanette Thompson,
Right.
and we believe that you murdered Jeanette Thompson and placed her in the landfill.
Right.
Can you tell us how that crime occurred?
Yeah, I met her one night in the Uptown bar. Well, actually, it was a bar in Stilton that I met her. And
Do you remember, Joey, what year that was, or around month or day, or is that too long ago?
It's been a long time. My memory ain't really that good, but I know I met her in a bar. It was a Stilton bar across from the firehouse. There used to be a club over there. I forget the name of the club on Front Street. And from there we went out drinking and stuff. And then we went up by the landfill. We kind of we had sex and stuff, and then we kind of got into an argument, and one thing led to another, and I ended up killing her.
Now, when you said that you had sex, were you paying for the sex? Was she a prostitute?
No, actually it was consensual sex.
Okay. What was he arguing about?
It had something to do with something stupid over money. And I was pretty wasted that night. And one thing led to another. She smacked me, and then I got pissed off, and I just hit her. I think I hit her with an old tire iron or something in the head.
Was that something that you found there?
Yeah, it was laying in the landfill.
What happened when you hit her with the tire iron in the head?
She just fell down. She didn't get back up. So then I figured she was dead, so I just dragged her body over by a lake bed and just covered it up with leaves and stuff.
Now, I know from being involved in some of your incidents before that sometimes you would go back and you would visit the crime scene.
Right.
With her, did you ever go back to the scene at all where you had placed her body?
No, I don't think I ever did go back. So, I might have walked through just to see if the body was ever discovered or something. I think it was discovered. And I never went back again.
When the body did get discovered and we ended up arresting Mr. Kelly for the case, were you aware of that?
No, I wasn't even aware that someone got arrested for it.
When did you find that out?
After I got arrested for, been so long.
Clara Thompson?
No, I think it was the one up by the railroad in Harrisburg.
Okay.
When I got arrested, and then Brennan questioned me about it, and he asked me about it. And then that's when I told Brennan about what happened. And then Brennan made arrangements, I guess, to get this guy out of jail. And I didn't know nothing about it. I felt really bad about the guy being in jail for something that he didn't do. And I couldn't see someone sitting in jail for something they didn't do.
Joey, after you killed Miss Thompson, did you take any of her articles or any of her property with you?
No.
Is there anything else more about that incident with her that you'd like to tell us? Was there anybody with you when you committed that crime?
There was a couple of us together, but I don't remember who they were, but they left. You know what I mean, that night. It was just me and her together then.
Just you and her?
Yeah.
Did you initially
Well, actually, I left the bar with a couple other guys, and then we came back and she was still there. And then she asked me if we wanted to go out drinking some more and stuff, and I said, yeah, we can, you know what I mean. And then we ended up at the Clara Township landfill afterwards.
Did you know before you left with her that you were going to kill her?
No, I didn't actually know that I was going to do that. It just happened, you know what I mean? It was a heat of the moment when she smacked me and I got pissed off after we had sex and stuff. And then she just, I forget what we were arguing about. It had to do with money or something. And then she smacked me and I got pissed off. And I just picked up the piece of metal object lying there on the ground. I picked it up and I hit her once in the head.
How many times did you hit her, Joe?
I think maybe 2 or 3 times.
Did you hit her after she fell into the ground?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was she crying or screaming or anything?
No, actually she didn't scream or anything. So I guess she was unconscious, I guess.
So you hit her a few times just to make sure she was dead?
Yeah. So, and that's basically all I remember about that one.
Did you drive to the landfill or walk?
No, we drove to the landfill.
In your car?
Yeah.
What kind of car was that?
I had a Ford, I think it was a Ford, I forget, Ford Mustang, I think.
What color was it?
Blue.
When you placed her down in the landfill, is that why then you decided to place Selena Franklin and McDuffie in the same area, because it was...
Well, actually, Selena McDuffie was the first one I put in the landfill.
Okay.
And then it was Selena, and then, it was Selena and then McDuffie, and then, I forget her name, the other one. And then it was Anna Ward after.
Well, I think Anna Ward would have had to have been before, because Anna, well, I'm not sure that how long Franklin and McDuffie were in the landfill,
Right.
but Ann, you got released from, let's move to Ann Ward. We're
Right.
done talking about Thompson. Ann got reported missing by her family in February of '86. You got out of jail in February of '86.
Right.
So that probably would have been one of your earlier ones.
It's been so long time of trying to remember everything, you know what I mean? That's
Well,
kinda,
tell me what you remember about Ann Ward, Kelly Ann
I
Ward.
remember Ann
And
Ward.
Let's make sure we're talking
Yeah.
about the same person. This is,
Yeah. I met Anna Ward uptown, I'm not too familiar with the area and stuff, but it was in the uptown area.
do you remember when that was that you met her?
It was late at night, I know that.
But do you remember what year roughly? Was it '86?
Either '86 or the beginning of '87, I think it might have been.
Okay. Where did you meet her at uptown?
Uptown, it was I'm trying to remember the area back there, and it was,
Was it at a bar or on the street?
yeah, it was a bar on the corner. It was, I remember it was late at night, I met her, and
Well, what happened after you met her?
I met her, we hung out for a little bit, and then she wanted some money, so I went that night to my brother-in-law's house to try to get some money from him. And
She wanted money for sex?
yeah,
Right.
and my brother-in-law gave me, I borrowed like $25 from my brother-in-law that night.
Who's your brother-in-law?
Dave Keller.
Dave Keller?
Yeah.
Where did your brother-in-law live? Did you go to his house?
Yeah, we went to his house. She was out in the car waiting while I went up to talk to him.
Was that, what car were you driving back then, do you remember?
It was it was a blue Ford.
Okay.
And so then I gave her the money, and then we went out, we was partying a little more, and then we ended up at the landfill. And then we had sex, and then she wasn't satisfied with the money I gave her. And then she started talking about she wanted more money, and then I thought I didn't have any more. And then we got into a heated argument, and I was like, well, and one thing led to another.
We need to be a little bit more specific than that.
Okay, well, I was already mad about the fact that she wanted more money after we agreed on, you know what I mean, 25 that I already gave her. And she wanted more money, and she talked about she gonna have to tell the cop that I raped her, and did this, did that. So, and then me already thinking, well, if the cops get involved with this, then they're gonna think that, you know what I mean, trying to get me for the other ones, and So I was like, I had nothing else to lose, so then I just killed her.
How did you kill her?
It was a piece of pipe object.
Was that the piece of pipe that Brennan showed you up at Smithfield?
Yeah.
Now, you said that this happened down in the landfill, but her body made it kind of around the corner
Right.
there. How did that happen?
I ended up moving the body there.
You moved it there?
Yeah.
How did
But
that
I
happen?
didn't want to leave the bodies in the same location, you know what I mean? Then they think that, you know what I mean, they try to throw guys off track, you know what I mean? Like, if you leave bodies, you put bodies in the same area, and then they figure out, well, okay, this person did this, then that means they'll suspect this person did that one. So I did try to, you know what I mean, try to switch it up a little bit.
Did you do that right away, or did you go back later and move it?
No, actually, I waited like a day or two before I moved the body.
Did you do it late at night?
Yeah, it was at nighttime when I did it.
What happened to all
I'm
her
trying
clothing?
to remember exactly, huh?
What happened to all her clothing that...
I removed the clothing and dipped the clothing at the landfill to try to get rid of any DNA evidence or...
Were you aware when we found her body in 1997? Did you hear anything about that?
No, I wasn't aware of it. I know they said they found the body somewhere, but and then I never heard anything else about it.
Well, you had mentioned something to me earlier that you found out then that somehow you believe you were related to Kelly Ward?
Yeah, after a while, through my sister's, I think it was my sister's, to one of her former lovers or something, they had a child, and that was supposedly be her aunt, I think it was. And
Did you find that out after you found out they had reported her missing?
yeah. So then I was like, you know what I mean, it kind of started to take a toll on me, and I was like, I can't believe I did that, you know what I mean, and
Joey, how many times did you hit her with the pipe?
a couple times, I think.
Now, did she fall down after you hit her the first time?
No, actually, she didn't fall down the first time, so I hit her a couple more times
Where did you hit her? What part of her
in the
body?
head. Yeah, so
And when she went down to the ground, did you hit her again once she
yeah,
did?
a couple more times just to make sure she was dead. Yeah.
Describe that as how you placed her body, where you placed it when you moved it.
Wow, that's the wrong time. I think I had when I put the body down, I think I laid it face down and covered it up with a bunch of debris.
We found tires set up near the body. Did you set those up?
Yeah, there was tires, yeah, and a bunch of like wood and debris and stuff.
Why did you set the tires up there so you knew?
Try to hide the body, try to, you know what I mean, figuring then nobody gonna come to, you know what I mean, old tires and stuff.
Did you go back and visit that body at all after you moved it from the landfill?
Yeah, I did, yeah, just to make sure no one found it, and apparently no one found it, so I figured, you know what I mean, it'd be...
Well, interestingly enough, right after it was found, we got a report from a family down the road that they found a bone in their backyard. Did you move or throw any of those bones around?
No, not that I can remember. Maybe it's wild animals got a hold of the bones and moved them or something.
Brennan had asked you when we talked up in Smithfield about she still had a watch on. Why did you take her watch?
I didn't know she had a watch. When I told Brennan that, honestly, I didn't know that she had a watch. Like I said, we just, you know what I mean, is drunk, you know what I mean, not really being, you know what I mean.
Joey, did you kill all the girls in the landfill?
Yeah.
So you would be out with them, you'd meet them, be drinking and partying, and what would you tell them? Why would they think you were going, what were they thinking when you took them to the landfill?
They was actually thought we were going to another bar. You know what I mean? But it wasn't a bar, it was just, you know what I mean, an old dump.
At what point did any of the girls realize something was wrong? Did any of them say anything to you when you got there? Like, did they start to figure out something was wrong?
No, actually they didn't say anything wrong, you know what I mean? But then, you know what I mean, after we were done, they got in a heated argument about money-wise, and you know what I mean, I'm like, now what am I gonna do, you know what I mean? So, we get to arguing, you know what I mean?
So, the reason they didn't question is because you were gonna be paying for sex, and that was a place you could take them to have sex where
Right.
nobody would see.
Where no one would see.
So that's why they understood it was
Right.
okay.
Right.
All right.
But basically, the whole part is that, you know what I mean, I had a bad experience with a prostitute that robbed me, you know what I mean? And I just took it out on every prostitute, basically, you know what I mean? Figuring, well, okay, they play dirty, so then I'll play dirty, you know what I mean? I had sex with a lot of prostitutes, a lot of them didn't, you know what I mean, agree to what we agreed to, and I let them go, you know what I mean? But then I had prostitutes that wanted more money and tried to scam me for more money, make threats, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I got nothing else to lose. I mean, I figured one day I was gonna get caught anyway, so what was the difference?
Yeah. Brendan had asked you about those statuettes that were found in your house. When
The what?
the statuettes that were found in your house, there were 7 of those, and we have 7 victims here in
Right.
Dauphin County. Was one for each victim?
Yeah. Actually, it was like, more like a spiritual thing. You know what I mean? To keep the, because I used to have bad nightmares and stuff, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I try to ward off the spirit.
Oh, okay.
So basically, that's what that was.
So I want to go down the list of the names that we know in Dauphin County, okay? And I want to make sure, while we're getting ahead of everything, that there's not anything else that we need to get cleared up right now.
Right.
So we have Selena Franklin and Stephanie McDuffie, Ann Jeanette Thompson, and Ann Ward that you killed in the landfill.
Right.
That's 4, correct?
Right.
Then you have Penny Woodward, who survived the attack
In Perry County.
in Perry County, and Clara Johnson, who survived the attack
And.
in Susquehanna Township.
Right.
And then we have Kathy Schenck, who was Phoenix Bell
Right.
in Perry County.
Right.
Okay. And is that all your victims?
That's it. That's all my victims. There ain't no other ones anywhere else. That's the only thing I did.
And the commonality between all these is that they were all black girls from Harrisburg, usually around the uptown area,
Right.
bigger girls, that some of them were involved in prostitution, correct?
Right.
Okay. Now, it has been rumored, and I want to talk to you about this, that there's some victims that you have in North Carolina when you went down to visit family members in North Carolina.
Right.
Is there any truth to that?
No, there's no truth to that whatsoever. I've been to North Carolina a couple of times, you know what I mean, but the whole time that I ever been to North Carolina, I never left. I used to go down on vacation with my family to visit her sister and stuff. We used to go down there, but the whole time I was down there, I never left my family's sight.
Did you have consensual sex with any prostitutes that
No,
you were there?
never.
That there would be any reason any of your DNA would be anywhere near any of these girls?
No, not so ever. You know what I mean? So that's, you know what I mean, that's just a rumor, and it's not true. You know what I mean? And I was in North Carolina one time on a run. I stayed with my sister-in-law, Diane, for 2 weeks while I was down there. She didn't know I was on the run at the time, but the whole time I was down there, that she would verify that I never left her house to go anywhere by myself. So there's no truth to any of that in North Carolina. That had anything to do with any homicides or anything in North Carolina. And if I did, I would clear it up.
Okay. Well, you did. You cleared
Right.
this up, and
Yeah.
one of the reasons that you said you did that was to help get the family closure. Let me ask you this, Joey. What do you think should happen to you for killing all these girls?
I figured that, you know what I mean, I'm already doing life in prison. You know what I mean? What more, you know what I mean? It's time to clear up the whole situation, and, you know what I mean? That's what I wanted to do in the first place. But sometimes when you get attorneys involved, it kind of makes more things more difficult.
So what are you saying, you're saying that you told your attorney you wanted to clear this up?
Yeah, you know what I mean, just clear everything up, you know what I mean, but they were like, well, let's wait to see what they got, you know what I mean, but I knew in my heart, you know what I mean, and I figured it's just time to do the right thing and get it over with, you know what I mean?
Joey, since we've been speaking, you're very articulate, you can tell you're intelligent, you know, and I just want to make sure for the record that there's never a question down the road regarding your competence. Do you consider yourself mentally competent?
Yeah, I consider myself mentally competent.
And you
I know
consider...
right from wrong.
And you consider yourself competent enough to speak with Lieutenant Ryder and I about all these matters today?
Yeah.
Okay, and these details seem very clear. You know, you shared with me that this has been bothering you. Your conscience, the older you get, the more your conscience bothers
Right.
you. Obviously, having the statuettes, you felt there were spirits or nightmares, and it's been working on you. And the facts you gave us seem very specific and clear. So just,
Right.
you know, just to make sure, because we want to give the families the peace of mind knowing that the matter
Well,
is
I
resolved.
want the family to know that it was not personal. It's things that happened in my life that caused me to do the things that I did. You know what I mean? I'm truly sorry for what I did to your daughter. You know what I mean? I didn't really mean to do what I did. But sometimes when you're drinking and you've got other problems in your life, that leads, one thing leads to another, and it's just one of those fortunate incidents that just happened. You know what I mean? But it was nothing personally.
So Joey, all these facts are true, right? They're true that you gave Lieutenant Ryder and I today. None of this was made up to try to help you with something.
No.
Because you heard Lieutenant Ryder when he started the interview, you know, we can't force you, we're not forcing you to
Right.
do any of this, and that's what I want to make sure it's perfectly
Right.
clear, that you're not making up this story.
No, I'm not making up no stories or
Okay.
anything to get anything special out of anything. I just want to clear the record up and get this out of the way. I don't want it coming back, you know what I mean, another 5 or 6 years later, have to go through all this all over again. I just want to get it over with, to rest once and for all.
And Joey, I respect that you're willing to do that at this point. I do.
Because I know for a fact how it is. I have daughters myself. I wouldn't want one of my daughters coming up missing and not knowing where they're at or what happened to them.
You know what, you know why I know you're telling the truth there? Because I don't know if you read it in the probable cause affidavit, but after Detective Haney and I came up and talked to you at Smithfield the first time, you decided that it was time, because you were getting older and having health problems, that you confessed to your daughter, Amanda, I believe it was,
Yeah.
on the phone, some of your crimes, and I have those audio recordings
Right.
of you telling her about
Yeah.
that. So I believe you. I think in some way us coming up and talking to you about her sparked you deciding that you needed to get this cleared up, because I think you felt guilty about
Right,
this.
yeah. Well, see, I didn't know in the beginning that they ever, you know what I mean, what they were doing, you know what I mean? So I figured I'm already doing 3 life sentences now, so what's, you know what I mean, they're just gonna put it under the rug anyway, I figured, you know what I mean?
But
But
you-
it was still eating at me.
You considered talking that day, though, because you begged me to give the warden my card so you
Yeah.
could call me.
Yeah,
But then you decided sometime in that
Yeah.
in between not to speak about it.
yeah, 'cause my lawyers advised me not to talk to you, you know what I mean? And that's what I was trying to tell you too, that sometimes lawyers get involved and they make things more complicated, you know what I mean, when the person wants to try to do the right thing. You know what I mean, regardless of what the DA may decide to do, you know what I mean? I know I cleared my conscience, you know what I mean, tried to make things right.
What would you feel, though, if out of this, you telling us now that the district attorney decides they want to pursue the death penalty against you?
I would be really disappointed if for him to want to give me the death penalty. I know I did some bad things in my life when I was younger, but I'm not the person that I was back then. I am a totally different person today. You know what I mean? We all make mistakes in our life, and sometimes I had a rough life growing up. I mean, I had terrible things happen to me as a kid, you know what I mean, and it just drags on with me. But I don't think the death penalty is the answer to the question. You know, so I hope to be able to consider this, you know what I mean, take in consideration that, you know what I mean, that I am willing to clear things out, and just, you know what I mean, give me another life sentence, and just be done with this, you know what I mean?
I have to tell you, Joey, this interview with you has probably been one of the most intense things that I've been involved with, because I was working the day that she was found.
Okay.
And I've always wondered what happened to her. And the first time that I came up and I talked to you, you made the statement to me, why would you care about this after all these years? Well, the reason that we cared about it after all these years is because she was a human being. I think you finally realize that now, and it means something to me that you're being a man and stepping up, and that you came to us to clear this up. We didn't ask you to do this interview today. You asked us.
Right.
And that means something to me, and I believe everybody is capable of getting forgiveness. And, you know, I pray for your soul that you get the forgiveness that you asked for with your soul.
That's all I asked for, is be just taking consideration that, you know what I mean, I did, you know what I mean, trying to make things right. You know what I mean, that's what I'm trying to do, make things right. But at the same process, I don't want, you know what I mean, my daughter or my family to have to be suffered through to see, you know what I mean, something terrible happen to me. You know what I mean? Or to be given the death penalty, you know what I mean, then go through the process, the legal process all over again, you know what I mean? I just want to squash this and get it out of the way, you know what I mean?
Well, Joe, you've taken a giant leap forward in making things right today. You certainly have. And just to reiterate, you voluntarily, in your own free will, spoke to us today, correct?
Right.
Although you originally had an attorney at your preliminary arraignment there, you chose to speak to us without an attorney today.
Right.
You made that mentally competent choice today, knowing that you had every option to have one. You chose it on your own free will, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this up at this time. And all it says is Joseph Miller's interview is being concluded and the audio recording is being terminated on April 15th at, now it is 10:42 a.m. I'd just like you to sign that
Okay.
right there.